everybody, I'm Kirsty Meakin from Nao Nails. In this video, we are going to do a gorgeous design using like purplies.
Oh, you've done it again. On you go.
And like lilac-y colours in an ombre effect using a special brush. Special. Right, so we have 5 tips ready to create some fabulousness on. I'm doing it on tips because we haven't got a model. Like, oh my God. It's a rarity. It is a rarity, but we haven't got a model. I'm not going to do it myself because it'll just take way too long. So yeah, we're going to use tips. And I'm going to start by using this colour. I have no idea. We're 600. Have we got that one?
We've got 600. We've got 600.
We've got a sticker to 600.
Sheer elegance, love. Sheer elegance.
Sheer elegance. It was that named.
You could do with some of that.
It was named after me. Sheer elegance. We're going to use that. Now, this is literally a background colour because it will help the colours pop a little bit. If I just left this nail clear, oh, we'd have to put many layers of gel polish on. This will help everything pop a little bit more. I'm going to coat all 5 nails, so I'm going to put them on this metal lid, which will help me do things a little bit quicker for you. And we'll only need 1 coat because it's not about this colour. In the background, this is just giving us a little bit of lift. We're going to pop those in the lamp. While those are in the lamp, I'm going to introduce you to the other colours. This is my friend called Glastonbury Nights. And then we also have Periwinkle. And we're going to pop a little bit of this down. I'll need enough to keep dipping into.
A little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Going to start with the thumb. What would be the thumb? And I'm going to go in with Periwinkle. You see how this brush has a curve? It is called Deep Smile. We're going to use that curve to our advantage. Then we're going to take our next colour, the Glastonbury Nights, and we're going to come up here like that, and we're going to sweep down. I'm going to slightly come across and they will start to blend. Take off the excess and then I'm just going to literally blend that little bit down because won't even need that bit. I'm going to do that twice, 2 coats. I'm going to come to this side with the opposite colour with that Periwinkle, and then I'm going to use Glastonbury Nights here. I'm going to use the short fan brush and start to work those colours so they blend. And we'll do 2 coats of this, repeating the process. Before we cure that, I'm going to come in with the 3D brush and scoop in to create a curve. It kind of matches the curve that we did at the top with that special brush. Again, get rid of that excess, pop that in the lamp. while that's in the lamp curing, I'm going to take one of the other nails and we're going to do a full length vertical ombre from top to bottom. So we're going to have periwinkle on one side, then Glastonbury Nights on the other side. And we can blend that with the short fan brush. Pop that in the lamp. Then we're going to reverse this again. Again, I'm just neatening up and scooping out that curve. Pop that in again. And this one, we can matte top coat this one at this stage. So we're using the Ultra Matte. Pop that in. And we can start working on the middle nail. And we're going to come to Glastonbury Nights here and periwinkle here. Start the blend with your first coat. This part, so I'm just using the 3D brush for that. Pop that in. So we've got the matte one done there, that's nice. And then we're going to reverse this again. Don't forget that first layer, you want to just sweep out the curve. This reminds me, this sort of technique of sweeping out is the very old-fashioned way of doing a smile line in gel, and we used to sort of do this in acrylic as well before we did reverse application.
You've got to be very precise.
Yeah, reverse application is so much better.
It's confusing to me why it just isn't the standard.
I know.
why somebody didn't think of that first.
I know, yeah. Wow, I think it was more probably because we hadn't got cover pinks then. So you couldn't extend and create that deep smile line. You couldn't extend a nail bed. So you couldn't really do a deep smile line. It was very shallow.
Why didn't you, when you say you didn't have cover pinks, what did you have?
Like translucent pink.
Just clear
and white.
Yeah,
and clear. That was it.
Right.
That was your juice and lot.
My God.
I know. Times were hard.
Even the Aztecs could colour things. Yous were before them.
I know. There was no gel polish or anything like that. Everything was nail varnish. It had to wait 5 years for it to dry. So second layer on this one. And let's start the blend. And let's get off the excess in that nice little angle. Pop that in. On this one we're going to reverse. Don't worry about being messy, because then we just come in and get rid of the excess, neaten up, and then we'll repeat that to our second layer of our ombre. I'm going to matte top coat this one as well. Put that in. With this one, I'm going to do a section at the bottom that's ombre'd. I'm going to make this into like a little curved shape. Pop that in. This one is just going to be full Glastonbury Nights. We're going to do 2 coats of that. Right, we can put the matte top coat on this one now. And this one. Going to take some serious black, and we are going to do some line work with this. So this brush is 003. You want to pull from top to bottom, so the whole length of the brush has paint on it. And we're going to come to here, so we've got a guide, and we're going to pull. And put it down. We're going to skip over that in the other direction. I'm going to cure that before I knock it. This one, I'm going to come across this joint here. Back to this one from the top. To the bottom, and then from the bottom. So that, I'm going to use a smaller brush now to create some abstract shapes. This one, the whole nail will be black, but I want to get this nice and neat, so I'm going to use this smaller brush to actually go round that shape, get it nice and neat. So at this point, if your little sort of oval shape wasn't quite perfect, you'd be able to neaten it up at this point. This will be your last opportunity to do that. And then we can fill the rest in with the black. I'm going to do 2 coats. Pop that in. Right, here we go. So I'm doing a curve line now. Pop that in. I can matte top coat this one now. Can you understand what I'm saying? Pop that in. Right, I'm going to matte top coat this. Now you're probably thinking you've already matte top coated some of them, and I matte top coated the ombre after I'd ombreed it because when I use the Serious Black Gel Polish, it actually sits really crisp and neat on top of the matte top coat. I can matte this. Right, so we're going to do some line work on to this little round section. Right, let's make sure they all have a layer of matte top coat. Right, I'm going to use the metal pieces to create a bit of a pattern and sort of emphasise the shapes, the curves and these abstract shapes and things. Basically, the triangles and the curves. We're going to use a little bit of the aqua gel to put them on with. So I'm just going to move that around and make sure it's in the right place for what I'm putting on. I'm going to use the matte top coat. The shape of this one at the back, what's it remind you of?
I don't know.
More.
A ball.
A ball. So, I love them. And I love when you put abstract designs over the top of like an ombre like that, because I just think it kind of plays with the eyes a little bit as well.
Mm-hmm.
You look a little bit emo,
No.
punk,
No.
modern.
Tell you what
modern.
What the little fingernail looks like now.
Mm.
Beefeater.
Oh my God. With some crazy tattoo on its face.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Does look like a beefeater.
Yeah.
Especially on camera. Beautiful. Love them. Kind of wish I'd made them my size so I could wear them as press-ons. Oh well. Maybe next time. But I like them because I love stuff like this because it's abstract and cool. These are cool to me.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So you wouldn't be able to wear these.
All right. Okay. That's a level there. That's a level we're at. Okay.
Yeah, okay. There you are, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've really enjoyed creating the ombres and sort of sweeping them out and cutting them and making, when I say cutting them, I mean like, how we've like done this one. We've got the opposite ombre and we did like a little slice like that. You can really play around with your ombres. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, and I am on TikTok, kirsty.meekin.nail.queen. Check me out on TikTok. See you in the next video. Bye-bye. Do you think silver or gold?
Made gold, I think.
Yeah, I think gold. Gold! Always believe in your soul. You got the power to know that indestructible. Always believe in. Boom, do, 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 do.
Should we push in a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's push. There we go.
Push it real good.
Yeah, the gold definitely works.
Definitely.
Look at that table there.
I know. The sheer devastation.
That's just mental.
Creativity at its finest.